Hello everyone and welcome back to Prestige Reef. Today we're going to talk about a topic overlooked by many reefers, coral nutrition. Most hobbyists will go out of their way to provide their fish with the best possible nutrition, but how many of you are wondering if your corals are getting enough? Just like fish, corals need a balanced diet of carbohydrates, vitamins, amino and fatty acids. Although there are some exceptions, the majority of corals we keep utilise photosynthesis to fulfill most of their energy requirements. The reason I say most is that in the wild, approximately 15% of this energy requirement is made up by metabolizing nutrients that they've caught from the water column. This can be anything from unsuspecting fish to microscopic plankton. It's mainly this 15% that I'm going to talk to you about today. Although it's not essential for a successful reef tank, it's widely accepted that fulfilling this final 15% of their diet can give your corals that extra boost, making them healthier, with accelerated growth, more resilient and better coloration than a tank that isn't fed at all. You don't need to listen to me though. The proof is when you speak to aquaculture facilities. To them, growing the best possible corals can be the difference between making a profit or making a loss. I've spoken to many of them over the years, and every single one of them I've spoken to has expressed a significant difference between corals which are and aren't fed. This applies even more in low nutrient systems, where the phosphate and nitrate levels are very low. In these tanks, the zooxanthellae are surviving on fewer nutrients, which in turn means they are creating fewer nutrients for the corals to absorb. When it comes to coral food, Red Sea now has a new, what appears to be almost radioactive formula that is easy to dose in precise measurements. For many years they had their Reef Energy A and B, whereas they've now substituted these for their new single formula called Reef Energy AB+. With this formula, they state they've achieved an additional 15% coral growth. AB+ is an all-in-one coral food which has the added benefit of being able to be automatically dosed, stimulates faster growth than the original formula, and is designed to produce minimal overskimming. At the start of this process, to ensure transparency, I stated that some of these products I won't have ever used before, therefore it's difficult to give an opinion based on experience. This, however, isn't an issue with their coral foods, as I've been using their original formulas for years with good results. My tank has always been run as a very low nutrient system, and it wasn't until I started feeding the corals did I realise what a massive difference feeding makes, especially when it comes to how vibrant the colours were. The formula is a balanced blend of carbohydrates, amino acids, fatty acids and suspended proteins, and it's designed specifically to fulfill the gap in the diet which I mentioned was missing earlier. The solution has been manufactured in a way which means that it's available for both the consumption and direct absorption by the corals. It will stimulate the extension of polyps and inflate soft tissue, which increases the coral's ability to absorb the formula by giving it a wider surface area. It's also been designed so that every part of the solution is utilised, therefore when dosed correctly, no unnecessary waste is added to the system. This can be an issue with some powdered or pellet coral foods, as they are very nutrient dense. The formula doesn't just fill the 15% gap, it's designed to help with the other 85% as well, as it contains concentrated vitamins and amino acids, and is designed to replicate the exact nutrition the zooxanthellae are producing for your corals. As I mentioned, it's also easy to dose. Either look at the dosing chart, calculate the correct amount required for your system, and then pour it in, or AB+ makes things even easier, as it can be dosed using a dosing pump. The solution can be kept unrefrigerated and unstirred for 7 days, which means all you need to do is refill a container once a week and store the bottle in the fridge. This is what I plan to do with the coral farm I'm building. I can fill up conical flasks with AB+, and then just refill them once a week. After pouring it into the tank, it's wise to turn off your protein skimmer for about 30 minutes after feeding to give the food a chance to circulate around the system without being immediately removed. As with all foods, both fish and coral, it's entirely possible to feed too much. With this solution it's less likely, however it's still wise to monitor the appearance of your corals, and I advise weekly checks of your phosphate and nitrate levels to make sure that these levels aren't creeping up. On my other tank I use a selection of food, but on my Red Sea Reefer I'll only be using AB+ to supplement my coral's diet. It will be very interesting to see the long-term results, as it might show that I'm wasting money by using multiple products on my other tank unnecessarily. I hope you enjoy watching my video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. If you did enjoy it, why not click that like and subscribe button. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.